Prānāyāma, alternate nostril breathing, one form of pranayama. Pranayama is the control of the breath, from the Sanskrit prana, breath, and avana, restraint. After a desired posture has been achieved, the verses recommend Prānāyāma, the practice of consciously regulating the breath inhalation, the full pause, exhalation, and the empty pause. This is done in several ways, such as by inhaling and then suspending exhalation for a period, exhaling and then suspending inhalation for a period, by slowing the inhalation and exhalation, or by consciously changing the timing and length of the breath, deep, short breathing. Most Westerners don't breathe properly. Just think, the moment we take our first breath to the moment we take our last breath, there is a power that is keeping us alive. Yet the majority of mankind is not aware of it. In fact, we are completely oblivious to it. Due to the stress in our life, we have forgotten how to breathe properly. If you want to observe incredible breathing, watch a newborn. They naturally practice deep or diaphragmatic breathing by using the diaphragm, a muscle under the lungs, to pull air into the lungs. Visually, you see the belly expand and chest rise as they inhale through the nose and into the lungs. As they exhale, the belly contracts. For many people, this kind of breathing is no longer instinctive. Instead, many of us have become shallow chest or thoracic breathers, inhaling through our mouths, holding our breath, and taking in less air. Over time, our breathing patterns have shifted as a reaction to environmental stressors like temperature, pollution, noise, and other kinds of anxiety. Cultural expectations, including the desire to have a flat stomach, encourage holding our breath and sucking in our stomachs, further tighten our muscles. When we breathe in a shallow way, the body remains in a cyclical state of stress. Our stress causing shallow breathing, and our shallow breathing causing stress. This sets off the sympathetic nervous system, the branch of the autonomic nervous system that primes us for activity and response. Shallow breathing doesn't just make stress a response. It makes stress a habit our bodies and therefore our minds are locked into, says John Lockridge, an apprentice and integrative breathwork facilitator in Brooklyn, New York. My personal advice before one begins this practice is to, before you begin, to make sure you are breathing properly. If you're still breathing through your chest or your mouth, spend 3 weeks learning how to breathe properly. I would advise anyone to spend 3 weeks meditating and focusing on their breath. Do this from this moment on. This is the key to life. Without this, your practice won't take you far. There is a power that is keeping you alive. Behind your breath lies the keys to life. So where does this breathing exercises do? There are 72,000 nadis, or energy channels, in the human body. The following is a passage from Sadhguru. Sadhguru, within the spine, if you know its physical construction, you will know there are 2 holes on either side of the spine, which are like conduit pipes for all the nerves to pass. This is the Ida and the Pingala, the left and right channels. In the Prana Maskoshka, or the energy body, there are 72,000 nadis. The 72,000 nadis spring from three basic nadis: the left, the right, and the central, the Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna. The word nadi does not mean nerve. Nadis are pathways or channels of prana in the system. These 72,000 nadis don't have a physical manifestation. In this sense, if you cut your body and look in, you will not find them. But as you become more aware, you will notice the energy is not moving at random. It is moving in established pathways. There are 72,000 different ways in which the energy or prana moves. The Pingala is the right or masculine energy channel. The Ida is the left or feminine energy channel. Starting from the left nostril, there are 36,000 nadis or energy channels. Starting from the right nostril, there are 36,000 nadis or energy channels. Prānāyāma is a breathing exercise that cleanses the Ida and the Pingala. This exercise will help balance the mind and body. When the breath gets calm, the mind and body will get calm. One begins to enter into a state of calmness and being in harmony with the mind, body, and soul connection. How to do alternate nostril breathing. Sit in a comfortable position with the spine long and the hips relaxed. Release any tension from your jaw. Close your eyes. Place your left hand on your left knee with the palm face upward, or in the chin mudra by pressing the index finger and thumb together. Place the tip of the index finger and middle finger of the right hand in between the eyebrows with the ring finger and little fingers on the left nostril, and the thumb on the right nostril. Use the ring finger and little finger to open and close the left nostril, and use the thumb for the right nostril. On an exhalation, close the right nostril with your thumb and breathe out through the left nostril. Breathe in through the left nostril and then close with the ring finger. Release the thumb on the right nostril and breathe out through the right nostril. Inhale through the right nostril. Close with the thumb. Release the ring finger from the left side and exhale through the left nostril. These two full breaths are called one round of alternate nostril breath. Perform 5 to 9 rounds of this alternating breath between the nostrils. Remember to always inhale through the same nostril you just exhaled through. There are many variations of this technique. Some hold their breath between breaths. Mind you should never use force. Breathe naturally. Over time, the breath will be sweet and calm.
Breath. It's kind of sad. The majority of mankind takes the breath for granted. Yes, we breathe in and breathe out. That's so common to us. We do this in each and every moment. What could be more common? We all breathe. Yet behind our breath is a power that keeps the entire universe alive. You are the universe. You just don't know. The power behind your breath is keeping you alive. You have the potential to connect to this source. In essence, this is your true nature. Many of the great masters taught this. They taught to meditate upon your breath. It takes baby steps. At first, you may not seem to feel or see anything. Have patience. The mind is like a tuning fork. It takes time to tune in to the frequencies of life. This frequency is pure love. Day by day, simply follow your breath. Year by year, simply follow your breath. Decade by decade, simply follow your breath. Your breath will set you free. Your breath will reveal your true nature while you are alive. I know it sounds so simple. It is. Yet we make life so complicated. The truth can be there all the time. Yet we are trained to look outside of ourselves. The jewel has always been hidden under our pillow. This is where God hides, inside of you. This is the greatest hide-and-seek game. Honor the soul. You can solve this puzzle.
Fine-tune your radio station. You're listening to an old station. This station is reinforcing all your bad habits. There's a signal from God and the universe that is playing. Listen to KGOD. This signal is broadcasted from within. It is clear and constant. You just have to tune your mind to this signal. In each and every breath you take, fine-tune your inner radio to this signal. All the great masters have said that the kingdom of heaven lies within. This is probably the most practical thing you can do for yourself. What is keeping you alive? The more you concentrate on this signal, the more powerful and clear it will be. This is your true nature. This signal is like a magnet. It draws kindness, love, and compassion to you. It's like taking a shower of love. This love fills your entire being and slowly washes away all the negativity. This radio station is live. It has been broadcasting for eternity. When you are driving and talking on your cell phone, you aren't paying attention to life. What is so important? What is so important externally that you have forgotten your true nature? Why do you insist that the external world is the only world? For now, you might say, because that's all there is. Well, Someday you will die, and it will totally disappear in an instant. This radio station will make you laugh at life. It will bring you to a place where anger and hate will not govern you. Kindness and compassion will be there. I'm not saying you won't ever get angry again. I'm saying that with conscious effort, you can use water to put out the anger in your life. Your mind is looking externally to fix your inner world. Mankind has been running in circles for thousands of years. Look at the political landscape in America today. Anger and chaos rules the land. Fine-tune your radio station. You are a piece of the puzzle. Prānāyāma. Prānāyāma is a combination of two Sanskrit words. Prati, the prefix against or contra, and ahara, brings near, fetch. Prānāyāma is drawing one's awareness. It is the process of retracting that sensory experience from external objects. It is not a step. It is a step of self-extraction and abstraction. Prānāyāma is not consciously closing one's eyes to the sensory world. It is consciously closing one's mind's process to the sensory world. Prānāyāma empowers one to stop being controlled by the external world, fetch one's attention to seek self-knowledge, and experience the freedom innate in one's inner world. Prānāyāma marks the transition of yoga experience from the first four limbs of Patanjali's Ashtanga scheme, that perfectly external forms, to the last three limbs that perfect the yogi's inner static moving from outside to inside, from the outer sphere of the body to the inner sphere of the spirit. I first learned about Prānāyāma withdrawal of the external senses in India many moons ago. 49 years ago to be exact. I learned that we have 5 external senses and 5 external senses. Oh, seeker of truth, I have witnessed such a great wonder. A well suspended in the sky from which ambrosia ceaselessly flows. A layman climbs it without any ladder and drinks jugs of that nectar. Gong, conscious, and kettle drums ring out without being played by anyone. The deaf hear them and become ecstatic. They lose track of body and mind. Up there is a palace without foundation, which is radiant with light. The blind see it and are so overjoyed they can't stop talking about it. In that place, a person dies, yet continues to live and has strength without eating food. Brahmanan says that only a rare soul can understand his tale. By closing down the external senses, one begins to develop the internal senses. This is the doorway to discover your true nature. The wise man understands this. One begins to cultivate the inner senses. One begins to realize one's true nature. And instead of just being a physical body, one slowly begins to see that you are the universe inside of a human body. One begins to see the harmony in all things. Most people's senses are always external. We think happiness exists outside of ourselves. Therefore, we chase the carrot on the stick. Our happiness is dependent on the external, which always changes. Therefore, our happiness will come and go. That is the nature of things. Everything comes and goes. Just think, you are the universe. You just don't know it. Yet every night, when you go into the deep sleep, you go back to the source. You just aren't aware of it. The more one meditates and consciously withdraws the external senses, one will advance on the journey of life. It's ironic that the human body is wired and has a software for discovering the jewel within. It's been there the entire time since you were born. Yet it is enigmatic and foreign to us. Most humans refuse to even recognize it. Don't go there. I don't want to hear about this. Don't tell me what to do. You're trying to convert me. Look, there's nothing to convert to. This is your true nature. A wise man learns there are infinite levels of withdrawing the external senses. We are always fine-tuning the guitar of life. We can never rest on our laurels. In fact, thinking you have laurels won't take you very far on this journey of life. One must become humble and in harmony with life. The sun in the sky doesn't boast and say, "Worship me." Without me, you wouldn't be alive. The sun in the sky just shines. The more one withdraws the external senses, one becomes to be in harmony with life. The ego must be left behind. There are safety mechanisms set into place. The ego can take you so far, and then it reaches a wall and can't go further. Only a child at heart can enter the kingdom of heaven. Remember, you are the piece of this puzzle. Discover your true nature. Learn how to meditate and withdraw your external senses.
I have studied meditation for fun for a very long time. I have learned the following. Just like we have 5 external senses to be in this world, we have 5 internal senses to be in God's world. The kingdom of heaven is within. We are born to be hardwired with God. There is so much of God just contained in our DNA. We were created to experience so much more than what we have. Our car is just sitting in the garage. All the great masters have said, go within. Use your internal senses and experience God. There's a light to see. This light is pure love. Listen to the ringing in your ears. This will help start your journey. Be your breath. Feel the power of love. The universe is behind your breath. This is not just some theory. Millions of people are experiencing this in this moment. You can solve this puzzle. Open up your eyes. I don't know why people pass this up. We are all searching for happiness externally. We get glimpses of happiness, yet it disappears like a thief in the night. There is no conversion or convincing. The facts are laid out. The kingdom of heaven is within. It doesn't matter if you follow religion or not. The facts are laid out. lies within. It doesn't matter your background. Nobody cares about your race. We are one after all. All we are saying is your car is sitting in your garage getting dusty. You have the opportunity to take your car for a spin. Become a race car driver. Your car is meant to be driven. There are signposts of God everywhere. No matter where you go, God is there. He even knows what you are thinking. Oh, how can God know me? He has so many more important things to maintain. The power of love knows you more than you know yourself. It knows your true essence. At times when you're driving, put your cell phone down. Just enjoy the ride. Take time to relax on this journey. The more you pay attention inside, the more signposts of God will appear in your life. You will see the universe is alive. There are signposts of God everywhere. You can solve this puzzle. It's time for a new act. Mankind has been acting for a very long time. It seems we have been performing for a very long time. It's like the record we are playing is always repeating itself. War, war, and war. Anger, anger, and anger. For centuries, we have played the same track. It's time for a new track. Let's drop these old energies forever. Let's embrace peace, love, and tolerance. Be kind. Be thoughtful towards your fellow man. Learn from your mistakes. There is a new way to act within this divine play. Discover your new role. Become one with it. Perfected. You will have solved your piece of the puzzle. One by one, peace will be unearthed. Many moons ago, I read in a magazine something which I haven't forgotten. The magazine was interviewing a scientist. They were talking about the expansion and contraction of the universe. The interviewer said, "So, it's just like breathing?" The scientist said, "Absolutely." As you can see, I never forgot this. This is around 1972. I have been fascinated by the power of breath most of my life. Before I started to learn how to meditate, I knew there was an incredible experience inside. I knew there was a power behind my breath keeping me alive. Yet I didn't know how to sync with it. It was a total mystery. Most of us just breathe unconsciously. We never think about it or pay attention to it. Unfortunately, we don't experience the direct source inside of us. Whenever I tell people that the most simple technique in meditation is the following: just watch your breath go up and down. Follow your breath. At this point in time, you can see their eyes roll up. Yeah, don't feed me that crap. That's too simple. Yet, it is simple. The truth is so simple and obvious that we overlook it. We expect some complicated technique or only a powerful guru to give it to you. Yet, the truth is simple. The Buddhists have a doctrine called crystal clear. This book was introduced to the West only decades ago. They released this secret doctrine because they knew, unfortunately, Westerners wouldn't believe it. It was all about the breath. Why is it in the East they have studied the breath for thousands of years? They have mapped out the various stages of enlightenment through the breath. Yet in the West, we just roll our eyes. Doesn't that make you ponder for a moment? Have you ever stopped for a moment and pondered what is keeping you alive? Imagine when you are born and you take your first breath, you become alive. Now imagine when you take your last breath, you die. What exactly left your body? Your body is dead. Some incredible life force left your body. Now imagine that day by day, you focus on your breath. In the beginning, it takes time and effort. You meditate on the source. Over time, you begin to realize that the source meditates on you. What once took hours to connect to, now, when you close your eyes, that experience is there. Words cannot describe this experience. Christ said, the kingdom of heaven lies within. Only you can take this advice. Only you can solve this mystery. The entire universe exists inside of you. You just don't know it.
Fixity. The definition of fixity is as follows: the state of being unchanging or permanent. When I was young, I would laugh at someone who would concentrate on a candle. Yet today, I have a different story. When one concentrates the mind on a flickering candle, one is training the mind. In fact, indigenous people have been looking at fire for thousands of years. When one fixes the mind on fire, eventually one has a transcendent experience. Fire is a key element in life. Many different cultures meditate on a candle. It's like using training wheels, much like modern-day scientific apparatus used today. they get the snowball rolling down the hill. Once it starts to gather momentum, you no longer need the training wheels. All tools are needed in the self-discovery process. What works for one doesn't work for another. You may have the greatest techniques known to man, yet it may work only for you and not for others. There are many different kinds of fruits on the tree of life. The main thing is to eat the fruit and transform. If you only talk about the fruit, wisdom is not gained. Only by eating the fruit does one gather wisdom. Cultures around the world have discovered different kinds of fruit. Remember, the quantum field has unlimited possibilities. Don't get stuck that your way is the only way. Each person has unique hardware and software installed.
When I worked for the observatory in Maui, we had to recalibrate many instruments in order for them to work properly. Does man get recalibrated and isn't aware of it? Is this a new recalibration of man? Is the entire universe watching in suspense? Will there be peace on earth? Is the earth recalibrating for man, discovering his true nature? The journey of life is going on. The rules have changed. The old energy of war is going away. People are fed up. Watch the recalibration of man. We will bring peace to this planet.
Dhyana, meditation. Dhyana, Sanskrit, literally means contemplation, reflection, and profound abstract meditation. Dhyana is contemplating, reflecting on whatever dharana has focused on. If in the sixth limb of yoga, one focused on a personal deity, dhyana is its contemplation. If the concentration was on one object, dhyana is non-judgmental, non-presumptuous observation of that object. If the focus was on concept ideas, dhyana is contemplating that concept idea in all its aspects, forms, and consequences. Dhyana is an uninterrupted train of thought, current of cognition, flow of awareness. Dhyana is integrated, related to dhyana. One leads to another. Dhyana is a state of mind. Dhyana, the process of mind. Dhyana is distinct from dhyana in that the meditator is actively engaged with its focus. Patanjali defines concentration, dhyana, as the mind process where the mind is fixed on something. And then there's a course of uniform modification of knowledge. Adi Shankara, in his commentary on Yoga Sutras, distinguishes dhyana from dhyana by explaining dhyana as a yoga state where there is only the stream of continuous thought about the object, uninterrupted by other thoughts or different kinds for the same object. Dhyana states Shankara is focused on one object, but aware of its many aspects of idea about the same object. Shankara gives example of a yogi in a state of dhyana on morning sun may be aware of its brilliance, colors, and orbit. The yogi in dhyana state contemplates on sun's orbits alone, for example, without being interrupted by its colors, brilliance, or other related ideas. Above is the formal definition of meditation. I once had a great teacher who said, meditation is perfect concentration upon a perfect point. How elegantly said. There are thousands of meditation techniques out there. I always thought there was a super duper technique that if you discovered one would be enlightened by using it. To be honest, it doesn't exist. Your love for meditation will carry you on this journey. Your determination and power will carry you on this journey. Your moment to moment, day by day, year by year, conscious practice will carry you on this journey. When you stop meditating for yourself and meditate for the oneness of humanity, one becomes a mature meditator. We are going from the consciousness and awareness of me to we. For thousands of years, the separation of the me has been the downfall of man. We no longer live in harmony with nature and God. Many people are obsessed with their own life that they can't see the forest from the trees. We are all in the same boat sailing home together. Meditation brings the awareness that we are all one. Meditation is not a chore like brushing your teeth. If you have that attitude, your experience of life and meditation will be mundane. You will get bored and maybe eventually give up. You are the universe. You just don't know it. This sums up the meditation experience. You have the hardware and software inside of you. Don't get limitations and concepts about what society says. They will say this is a figure of your imagination. Read my Heart of Gold chapters or listen to the audio. You will see for thousands of years, mankind has been spoken about the same thing. They may use different languages, yet the essence is the same. Every moment, love the breath that is keeping you alive. Be conscious and aware of the power behind your breath. That is the main key in life.
Greetings. Welcome. Today let's increase our meditation to around 10 minutes. You can do this. Close your eyes and focus on your breath. Watch your breath go up and down, up and down. Just let your thoughts come and go. Just follow your breath. Watch your breath. Just relax into this experience. Slowly open your eyes. How does that feel? Remember to try to watch your breath in your day-to-day moments. You are on a path of self-discovery. Greetings. Welcome. Today we're going to talk about a mantra called Anima. Anima is a vibration that exists in this world and the multidimensional world. It is the smallest of the small. Supposedly a yogi, when mastering this thing, can shrink himself to the point of being as small as an atom. This is a very powerful mantra, even without acquiring this ability. Just the ability to tap into the multidimensional world is good enough for me. To start, close your eyes. Place your attention on your third eye. Mentally repeat Anima, just like this. Anima, Anima, Anima. When thoughts come, just let them go. Bring your awareness to Anima. This technique is super simple. Now let's practice this together. Close your eyes. Focus on your third eye. Mentally repeat Anima, 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 Anima. Where would I be without meditation? I really don't want to know. Imagine the entire universe is alive. I would never know that. Imagine never truly knowing you are never alone. When I close my eyes, the light of God would be there, yet I wouldn't see it. I would see only darkness. I would take this precious breath for granted. I would never experience that the Word of God is keeping me alive. Behind each breath, the love of God exists. I would be focusing on my cell phone or on Facebook and be oblivious to God. I would never know that God is my friend and coach. He is on the sidelines watching the game. He will never play for us, but His presence permeates the game. He will never get angry or yell at us. I would never know that I didn't meditate. Prayer is when you talk to God. Meditation is when God talks to you without any words. I can't imagine how painful that would be to the soul. And each and every action, we are looking for God. Meditation allows us to experience the God within. Before I started to meditate, I felt lost. I didn't know how to find myself. I knew the door existed within, yet I didn't know how to open the door. Fortunately, in this present day, you can open up your door within. Just use your intent and open the door within. Concentrate on your breath. This is the key. Moment by moment, place your mind on your breath. Whatever action you are doing, place your mind on your breath. When you have free time, close your eyes and follow your breath. This is the keys to the kingdom of heaven. All the major meditation traditions say the same. Behind your breath lies the entire universe. You are the sun, moon, and stars. You just don't know it.
Carry your meditation into your daily life, day by day, year by year. Each and every time you meditate, allow the experience to flow into your daily activities. Meditation isn't only when you sit down. Meditation over time brings you to a point where it is constant. In the beginning, you try to meditate on the source within. Over time, the source begins to meditate on you. No words can describe how beautiful this is. You are not alone. Something is keeping you alive. We have been magnetized in love. This is our true nature.
In the beginning was the Word, before time and space, before creation, before the void, primordial energy, a primordial Word. This Word cannot be spoken. This Word is, was, and will always be. This Word was God, and this Word is God. All scriptures talk about the Word, yet it is beyond the scriptures. All religions talk about the Word, yet it is beyond religion. Science talk about the Word, but it is beyond science. This Word exists inside of you. What is keeping you alive? When you know this, you will know the answer to this puzzle. Have you ever wondered about the common denominator of all religions? Is there a thread which ties them together? They all believe in some force that is universal, beyond time and space, is, was, and will always be. Some people call it God, generator, operator, and destroyers. The Hindus might say Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. For the Buddhists, it's Nirvana. For the modern scientist, it's energy. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. Positive, negative, and neutral energy. Is there a common theme? All religions talk about light. If thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. In the Gita, Krishna reveals the light more brilliant than a billion suns. Is that metaphorically speaking? What happens when we split open an atom? The Buddhist has scriptures that talk about a great light upon death. Every religion known to man talks about a light. Every religion talks about the Word of God. In the beginning was the Word. The Word was with God, and the Word was God. The Latin translation of Word was Logos. Logos means power. In the beginning was an infinite power. This power was with God, and this power was God. Maybe they were talking about the same thing. Is science and religion The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name. The nameless is the beginning of heaven and earth. Is there a primordial word or energy that is, was, or will always be? Could this word exist everywhere, beyond time, beyond space, universe, one verso word, one word? Could there be a universal frequency that exists everywhere? Before creation, before the wars, before anything we can dream of, is there a way to connect ourselves to that experience? What would happen? The Hindus have a saying, Sat Chit Anand. Truth is the consciousness of bliss. When the mind is absorbed in truth, the consciousness is in bliss. Truth is, was, and will always be. If the Word of God can't be spoken and is, was, and always, aren't they talking about the same experience? Christ said the kingdom of heaven lies within. Buddha talks about the inner kingdom. The Jews talk about the inner kingdom. The Hindus talk about an inner kingdom. The Taoists talk about an inner kingdom. How does one connect to this kingdom? Is the human body wired for this experience? If we are created in the image of our Father, I think He would wire us properly. Human beings, human, divine, man, beings. Maybe all religions were talking about the same experience. Since the advent of the nuclear age, man has discovered that everything has a frequency. We are not just matter. Energy vibrates at a frequency. It creates sound. Could it be that all religions are This energy is both light and sound. Science knows that both energy and mass are the same thing. Is there a pure mass which is contained in the whole universe? Is there something that contains inside of you and me? All religions talk about this in abstract ways. Christ talked about manna, the honey of life. The Hindus talked about nectar. Kabir, a famous poet, talks about how one drop of this nectar can make a man totally intoxicated. All wisdom and knowledge exist inside of this nectar. By the grace of God, I have the entire Ganges River flowing inside of me. These experiences are built into the human body. We just need to flip the switch. God is one. Everything goes back to the source. Let's all go back home and transform this world.
Samadhi. Samadhi, Sanskrit, literally means putting together, joining, combining with, union, harmonious, whole, trance. Samadhi is oneness with the subject of meditation. There is no distinction during the eighth limb of yoga between the actor of meditation, the act of meditation, and the subject of meditation. Samadhi is that spiritual state when one's mind is so absorbed in whether it is contemplating or not that the mind loses the sense of its own identity. The thinker, the thought process, and the thought fuse with the subject of thought. There is only oneness, Samadhi. There are many benchmarks that yogis have come up with on this journey of life. Don't get caught up in them. Remember, this is not a competition. This is not a race. Be like the Tao. The Tao is meek, simple, and humble, yet is the power behind all life. You may meditate for 1 trillion years, yet you have just taken your first step. Every step is brand new. You will never know how far you have gone. Common benchmarks are probably, are you kind in each and every moment? Does your mind still get bitten by mosquitoes of unharmonious thoughts? Are you living in me or we consciousness? Are you conscious and aware of each moment of the power that is keeping you alive? Can you smile at any obstacle? Does politics affect your state of mind? Are you trying to fit into society? Can you walk into the shoes of others and have compassion. Do you still want to prove your point? Can you truly listen without thinking, what am I going to say next? These are practical benchmarks you may have in an incredible experience. Yet how you treat others and life itself is the true benchmark of life. Personally, one who brags about his experience goes down a couple of rungs on the ladder of life. That is not to say you can never talk about your experience. If it will help inspire someone, that's a good thing. For example, Ramanam's poem of the palace in the sky. I heard that in India 48 years ago, and the bell of wisdom is still ringing in my ears. Words can't describe how it affected me back then and today. Jain meditation, old school. Meditation is the foundation for the Jains, along with the three jewels. The three jewels are right faith, right knowledge, and right conduct. Meditation in Jainism aims at realizing the self, attain salvation, and take the soul to complete freedom. It aims to reach and to remain in the pure state of soul, which is believed to be pure consciousness beyond any attachment or aversion. Saimaka. Jain meditation is also referred to Saimaka. The word Saimaka means being in the movement of continuous real time. This act of being conscious of the continual renewal of the universe in general and one's own renewal of the individual living being, Jiva in particular, is a critical first step in the journey towards identification with one's true nature, called the Atma. It is also a method by which one can develop an attitude of harmony and respect towards other humans and nature. By being full aware, alert, and conscious of the constantly moving present, one will experience their true nature, Atma. In modern day terms, you are the universe. You just don't know it. The Jains have talked about this for over 2,500 years.